Sometimes the best humor is the child humor. Prop myself down right here. So, there's something that's come to my attention as of the last few months. Um, last year I made a plan to watch every single Star Wars movie um, from beginning to end, along with all the shows and everything in chronological order. Now, somehow, magically, I don't know how it happened, I was able to finish Mandalorian Season 1 as Season 2 was coming out. So, in that time, I didn't want to skip ahead or anything, so I had to put some sort of filler on. And what I chose to do was look through Disney Plus and see what they had going. I found basically, actually, I think somebody even mentioned to me that Freemaker Adventures was somewhat in the canon time. I don't know how true that is. I think it's probably loose canon. It's not full canon, but still. I started watching everything and just fell in love with the Lego format. It's funny, it stays true to Star Wars, and it's still just as amazing. So after that, I felt like I had to watch more. So I started watching Droidtales. And I have to tell you, Droidtales is phenomenal as well. The side humor, the everything like that, everything. I'm going to get more into detail afterwards. But Droidtales had me wanting more too. So as of recording this video, I'm watching the new Yoda Chronicles, which still just crack me up all the time. And of course, I saw the holiday special when it came out, and I loved that right away. That was my true first introduction to Lego, though, for their sense of humor and everything. I'm not including the Lego movies or the Lego Batman or Lego Ninjago. That's a whole different thing than this. And I do love those movies, but completely different than what we're talking about here. So this video, after 2.5 minutes of talking, this video is about reviewing the Lego Star Wars series that I've seen. I have not seen Empire Strikes Out. I have not seen the original Yoda Chronicles yet. I'm planning on it. But I have to say, this is a whole new side of Star Wars that I've never seen before and I never thought I would enjoy. But it's honestly becoming some of my favorite Star Wars content. So, the first we're going to talk about is the holiday special. I think probably everybody who owns Disney Plus and is a Star Wars fan has seen the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. That felt like a movie compared to everything else, and had very great highlights coming from just every movie in the series. And well, we have a technical blackout really quick for some reason, because the computer shut off, which when the computer shuts off, so does everything else. So that's not good. Have to plug the light into the wall to get it to work, not into the unreliable computer. Okay, now we're back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties learning how to use this light still. So, yeah, as I said, where was I? As I said, this had great highlights from every single episode, and had just really funny moments, funny little twists and turns. Like one of them being that the Emperor's just a terrible boss, and that, like, basically everybody loves Grogu, or at that time Baby Yoda. Just all the little funny moments poking fun at Star Wars. My favorite part, and I always quote it, my favorite part has to be when Rey jumps into episode 1, and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are sitting there, And Obi-Wan's like, bored, 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 bored. Nobody cares about trade disputes. It's just so funny because that's how everybody felt at the time when that movie was out, which obviously everybody's kind of grown to love Phantom Menace nowadays, but back then that was like the biggest complaint. So it was great to see something like that, and so on. So I'm gonna do this a little more better formatting after this, but I should probably explain the plot of each of them, just a little plot summary. So Holiday Special takes place after episode 9, and basically it's just Life Day, which if you don't know what Life Day is, what kind of Star Wars fan are you? I'm just kidding. Life Day is basically the Star Wars equivalent to Christmas, and they're basically trying to throw a Life Day party, but Rey finds out that there's this one special stone that'll teach her how to train Finn, because I guess Finn is force sensitive, at least in the Lego continuity. He probably is in main continuity as well. But she decides to go off and try to find the stone. And this stone actually has you time travel through time. So without really getting too into it, because I don't want to spoil anything, the stone kind of gets into the wrong hands, and people end up basically going into places that they shouldn't be, with a big climactic battle on Tatooine halfway through that lasts for a few minutes, and then a big climactic battle on the Death Star. I'm not saying what goes on there because I don't want to spoil anything for those who haven't seen it, since Disney Plus is not available to everybody. Next, we're going to be talking about Freemaker Adventures. Now, this was the first series that I watched. Actually, it's the first series that I watched, but I saw the Holiday Special before Freemaker Adventures. Now, Freemaker Adventures follows a family of 3, which is a brother, a sister, and a little brother, named Cordy, Rowan, and I am drawing the last person's name, which is stupid because that's my favorite character. I can't think of his name. I apologize. It will come to me halfway through. But it follows 3 characters and a battle droid, which is my favorite Lego Star Wars character, named Roger, who is literally just basically a protocol droid that was a battle droid. And they just go on these adventures, and it turns out Rowan is force sensitive, and this takes place between episodes 5 and 6, and basically Rowan, they're trying to find what's called a Kyber saber, which is basically a lightsaber that's pure solid Kyber crystal that shoots beams and stuff, and the Emperor wants it as well, which the Emperor is another one of my favorite Lego Star Wars characters, just because he's so hammy. But yeah, and don't want to really spoil much, but basically they have to rebuild and find the Kuiper Saber. Season 2 is more about them building this ship to help destroy the second Death Star, and stuff happens there, and they do try to stay in canon, at least for the most part. But I like the characters. It actually felt like I could see it as either a comic or a TV show like Rebels. And I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed all the characters, even though I can't think of the older brother's name for the life of me. But next we're going to talk about Droidtales, which is a quick 5-part, I want to say special. It's not really a series. But it follows 3PO retelling all of episodes 1 through 6, and it actually does take place almost immediately after the Battle of Endor, but it's kind of just like a summary of what happened for little kids who want to go see Force Awakens when that comes out back then. So this was out in 2015, but the humor in it is just spot on. It's phenomenal. I just love it so much. There's actually, again, without spoiling the main story that's taking place, there's actually a part in the last episode where everybody's held hostage, and they do one of my favorite Monty Python skits from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I don't want to spoil what that is because you should also watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but it's the part with the two guards for people who know what I'm talking about. They do that in Lego form, in Star Wars form, and it's just great. Again, I don't want to get too in detail about the summary because I don't really want to spoil the main part of the story or the current part of the story from where he's telling his stories. So next is Lego All-Stars, or Lego Star Wars All-Stars. I forgot to mention that. I did watch that. And that's just kind of, I think it was an 8-part season of little 10-minute episodes. And it ranged from a bunch of different stories from different parts of the timeline, following Rowan and Cordy's niece, and following 2 other characters that at least was a big plot twist who they were to me, even though I kind of figured out pretty fast. But again, don't want to spoil anything. But the main thing about that is Roger is also in this series. He's the highlight of each episode because the whole first episode, I'll say that, the whole first episode is just little shorts of Roger writing his memoirs, which just sounds so funny, a battle droid writing his memoirs. But yeah, that's how it lines up and everything, and it's just a great show, and I really, really enjoyed it. The new Yoda Chronicles is what I'm watching now. I've only seen 2 of the specials. I don't know how many specials there are. But the 2 that I watched were Escape from a Jedi Temple, I think it was, and then whatever the first recommendation was, it was something about them being on Tatooine. Why I don't remember it that well is because I am kind of lost, and I feel that if I were to watch the Yoda Chronicles, I would understand more. So comment down below what you guys think. Have you watched these movies ever before, or these shows? Have you got any recommendations for me? Are any of the other Lego series, as in like Lego Ninjago, Lego Marvel, or Lego DC, or Lego whatever, as good as Lego Star Wars? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you leave a like, and make sure you subscribe. And happy February, guys. Remember, we're all Jedi Masters on the inside.